Good evening. Welcome to the Count Cooks, ο κόμις μαγειρεύει με τα μουσικής, Season 3, Episode 2. Cheers. Ο καιρός στο επιτάσσει. It's really hot, so cold beer is the best thing. Obviously, I have some sangria as well, so red wine, and we're gonna be drinking both. So, cheers. Raise a toast to your Gothic host. That's nice. And now let's get some wine, because the Count has to drink the red wine, obviously, you know. So let me remind you that, rather not remind you, remind the people who will be watching that this video is purely made for pleasure. There is no money to be made, there's no sponsors, there's no τοποθέτηση προϊόντος. We don't advertise any products of any companies that make food or things that we put in our foods. So there is no editing, so it's just one take. And also there is the only chef, if you can call me chef, τρομάρα μου, without a single tattoo. So cheers, raise a toast to your Gothic host, and please watch carefully. Last video didn't have so many views. I don't know why. The pie was fantastic, even if I say so myself. It's a pity you haven't seen it. See it, please, and write something. Write a comment. I like to have your comments, please. Anyway, today you're gonna have an Indian vegetarian food dish, which is called Aloo, Paalak, Brokolee. It has potatoes, spinach and broccoli, or broccoli and spinach. Of course, this is not the original dish. I've changed it around, and obviously, because it's Sunday, I've made, for me and the family, I've made some beefsteak as well, because all week we've been eating vegetarian food. So on Sundays, with our vegetarian food, we need a little bit of meat as well. If you don't like it, don't watch it. What can I say? I mean, I'm not going to show you how to make how I made it, because I already made the beefsteak, the meatballs, or whatever you call them. I'm just gonna you're gonna see it on a photograph at the end of this cooking thingy, while I'm cooking the dish. So let's change our glasses, and today I have 3 songs from 3 different, complete different areas of kind of music, but although all of them was around the 1980s and that era, so you know, different styles of bands, different music. One is from the Manchester scene, post-punk, and it's gonna be the first one, and then it's called Steve Myro in the Eyes, and the track is called Ain't You Got No Life. Then we've got Tuxedo Moon and Jinx, and then we've got Ghost Dance, and a song that is a cover of an old song by Yardbirds called Heart Full of Soul, but I like this version. It was a post-punk new wave dark goth band, Ghost Dance, and that was a really, really good song. That's why I've chose it. Now I'm gonna play the first song, and I'm not going to talk at all until the song finishes. I have my reason, I'll explain it afterwards. So let's start with Steve Myro in the Eyes. Ain't You Got No Life. That was a great band. I liked them a lot. It was one of the bands that started it was called the Manchester scene, at the same time or just after Joy Division, or maybe at the same time. I'm not quite sure. I can't really remember. It was them and Spherical Objects and some other bands that, you know, they were underrated at the time, you know, but they were very significant bands. Now, what I've done so far, I've sauteed the onions with garlic, yeah, and while I'm gonna play the second song, I'm gonna add the ginger, the turmeric, and as you remember, the turmeric must be accompanied with black pepper in order for our bodies to take the curcumini, which is the 3 to 5%, depending on the consistency. Otherwise, it will, you know, αποβάλει from our bodies. So, turmeric is a superfood. It's a great little spice. Now, the second song is Ghost Dance, Heart Full of Soul. (1981). Although the original was a Yardbirds song. Great song. They had this band had some other nice songs as well, but I chose that one because I really liked this version of an older song. So, you know, I hope you don't mind. So one song left, but in the meantime, I'll tell you what I've done. I add the potatoes in with the mix, which I've boiled a little bit last night. Otherwise it would take too long to cook. and I'm gonna add a little bit of water. This is a nice, a lovely vegetarian dish, and it has all the carbs you want, all the fibers you want, plenty of iron, and especially broccoli has so many other superfood ingredients, and the spinach, so it's really nice dish. And you know, I know there's a lot of friends that I have that are vegetarian or vegan or whatever, and I try to please them, but also there's other friends that say you nearly managed to make us vegetarian, you know, cook a little meat, you know. Like my friend Michalis says, Andrea, cook a little meat. Or, I'm tired of all these vegetables, you know. He's a nice guy, I like him. And I explained to him that, you know, it's a sign of the times. But still, you know, I cook things that I know, things that I've tasted, things that I've cooked before, and not something out of the cookbook or anything, you know. This is things that I've eaten in restaurants and all over the world. So, our potatoes are doing great. I'm gonna add the last song of the day, which is Tuxedo Moon and Jinx. Great band, very underrated at the time, in one of the most underrated bands of the 80s, Tuxedo Moon. But so were many others, you know. And I hope you liked today's selection of music. I try to play songs and tell you about bands that I've known in the past, and some of you will know them. In fact, quite a lot of you, but some of you won't. So there's quite a few people ask me what was this band name and the song and everything, because sometimes YouTube you can see underneath the music and the bands, but sometimes they don't put the title, so I don't know whether I should put the, what do you call it, the link to the sound. But I think if somebody really liked the song, they can always ask me and I can tell them, you know, it's not a secret. So the dish is almost ready, and because of too many potatoes, I will do the spinach in a minute on their own, on its own. Of course, broccoli was a little bit boiled yesterday as well, so you know it wasn't. Otherwise, it would take like 20 minutes for the potatoes and another 10-15 minutes for the broccoli. We'll be here, you know, by tomorrow. So, and because there's no editing, you know, it would be too long, so far too long. So, you know, that's the best way. It was a simple dish anyway. It's not so many things to do. It's got some preparation stuff to do. The spices, to prepare the spices, to boil it a little bit beforehand. But apart from that, it's quite a simple dish. So. I'll be doing the spinach in a minute. Just trying to get the potatoes out of the pan. Because the spinach needs just a little bit of saute with what's remained of the juices. And of course a little bit of oil. Cheers. Forgot about the wine, forgot about the beer. Still, they are all quite cool still, because I have them in the refrigerator for quite a long time. Our spinach is ready. A little bit of turmeric, because it's done on its own. That's great. Now let's make some room. go. All done. Although, as I said, this chef or cook or whatever you're going to call me doesn't have any tattoos. He has plenty of rings and a nice setup for in his kitchen for the cooking. So, you know, it's a little bit different, the concept of the whole cooking venture or adventure. There you go. Now this is a nice vegetarian dish, as I said before. It can feed, because there's some more potatoes that I've taken out to make room for the spinach. It can feed 2, maybe 3 people, you know. You can put some more potatoes, some more broccoli if you like. You can make it for more people. You'll see it underneath the video later on, and the photographs. I shall explain the ingredients and how long you would, how much you need for how many people. So I hope you liked it. Last week's, it was so complicated dish. It was like 4 different dishes together, together with the pie, and it really tired me out. So I thought this time I'll make something a little simpler, but maybe if you want to call me perfectionist or whatever, it takes me a long time to get it together, because, you know, I need to do it as best as I can, and I'm trying my best not to disappoint people and say, oh, he's doing that, he's done that before, or he doesn't know what he's doing, and nah, this is not very nice, or whatever. So when you're trying too hard, sometimes you make mistakes, and there you go. But this is most of the food. If you look at maybe, I think this is video number 70. I don't know. I've done quite a few. There isn't many dishes that are bad. I mean, all the dishes I've done they're very how do you call them, economical, tasty, different, with my personal touch, and as I would say, it takes a lot of effort to make something from scratch. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I am so apologetic today. For some reason, it's too hot. Maybe that's why. So cheers. Raise the toast to your Gothic host. Season 3, episode 2. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next Sunday, hopefully, and let's have a lovely week, better than the one before. And please do write a comment underneath, and please come and see me whenever you can. Thanks for watching. Ο Κόμπης μαγειρεύει με τα μουσικής, signing off, and says his goodbyes. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay goth, or dark, or rock, or whatever.